Viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized.
That's Kith.
That's Shan.
And this is CCTV, the non-stop pop show.
And it's time for the December 2023 K-Pop Pop-Off.
Here on CCTV, Chris and I have the inside scoop with extensive experience performing on stage and working at record labels. And you can join us in our in-depth conversations about global pop music on Patreon at patreon.com/CCTVPops and become a part of our amazing crew, including Lisette, Lily, Louie, Emily, and Juliet.
Yes. So we put up a poll on X, formerly known as Twitter, at CCTV Pops, and you voted for 3 of K-pop's biggest releases of December 2023 to battle it out in our Pop-Off segment, where we will discuss and compare the songs, videos, performances, and more. So there weren't that many releases, actually, this month. So I was actually surprised, though, TVXQ did not get chosen. But I would actually like to talk about them, so maybe we'll react to them in our bonus episode for January.
Yeah.
But yes. Anyway, this is meant for pure fun. Please don't take it too seriously. You should join in and let us know what wins each category for you in the comments.
And also, if your fave didn't make it, I mean, you got to hit to the polls, honey. Head to the polls and make sure that your favorite makes it to our next month pop off, okay? All right. So this month you voted for ATEEZ, Crazy Palm, NMIXX, Soñar, Breaker, and NCT 127, Be There For Me. So let's get ready to rumble.
Round 1.
First in the ring is ATEEZ with Crazy Form.
Player 1.
So the first round is about the song itself, the production, the hook, the vocals, the melody, everything. So what do you think of ATEEZ's latest comeback?
Crazy Porn?
Oh, and it was done by
yeah?
Eden, Olander, Maddox, Pepperoni, Olive, and Hongjung and Mingi of ATEEZ. And it is the title track of their second full Korean album, The World EP Fin Will.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a terrible title for an album. Come at me, 18E, come at me if you want, but let's be real here. Let's be real here. It's terrible.
I don't think I even read that right.
No, it's fine. It's terrible. So it's the last album of the series, Fin.
Yeah, it's the last of the world. Yeah. I think it's the end of the world.
But then the title of the end is called Will. It's a terrible name. It's terrible. I don't care what y'all say.
Is the song terrible?
Crazy Pong? Crazy. Michin Foam. Michin Foam. So it sounds like Michin Foam. If you're not an 18E and you didn't watch some of their videos, even I heard it, but they've been saying Michin Foam a lot in some of like the fun little games they've been playing. Shout out to the engineers on this track, because I was worried that's going to be noisy as hell. I saw Crazy. I was like, oh God. And don't get me wrong, like, I am a fan of ATEEZ. I think I surprised Chris at our A-Land competition when we were hosting the dance competition for K-pop. I was like jamming out to the song. He's like, oh, you know this? I'm like, yeah. So I like them, but I also know how noisy they can get, especially if it's not mixed well. It's really hard to have all of these sounds and throaty voices singing without it sounding crazy, right? I appreciate there's not like too many vocal stacks. I think that's what helps it not be so intense. Of course, the production is pretty minimal, and I'm glad they're leaning more to like a Latin kind of feel. But vocally speaking, there's not a lot of like harmonies. There's just some doubles, maybe not vocal stacks, but there are some doubles, some melodyne, and I'm okay with that. Like they're already really loud, but I think the balance is good. I think you've commented about them being kind of like bombastic and like a cacophony of sounds. I say cacophony, but that's what they kind of sound like. But yeah, I think overall the song, if this is the end of the world, and it's terrible title, if this is the end of the world saga, whatever the case, whatever, this is good. You kind of end on a high note. And regardless of the season that we're in, they're like, screw it, I don't care if it's wintertime, we're gonna make it hot. And the lyrics are about that, being like, we're okay with being quote unquote crazy. And I would say crazy with like a K, not a C, because that's apparently derogatory. But being kind of feral, and they understand that the whole lyric is about that. They're like, we're gonna keep going. What you gonna do about it? We gonna keep going. And I appreciate that. I think their self-awareness is really important, because a lot of K-pop groups don't have that, like at all. And it's not their fault. They're lucky that they have two, or at least a leader who is really pivotal in their sound and their writing. And shout out to Wee Young in the track because everyone else is super throaty. And I'm pretty sure you can pick out his voice. Like his is like the most clear in terms of like timbre. Not me not knowing the word.
Timbre.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Having a stroke. Ugh. Anyway, thank you, Chris. But yes, the timbre of his voice is a lot more clear, although nasally, not in a bad way. It's clearer than everyone else's who's singing more in a throaty, chestier kind of way. I appreciate his tone because it definitely stands out amongst all that. Don't come for me or do whatever, but it sounds like that.
That is what they do. That is their sound. Yeah, that's part of their sound. Yeah. I agree. I was also very worried that would be very noisy. So I am also happy that the production overall is quite bare. There's that kind of wiry synth that runs through, but it's not too like jarring in there. Like it's not too like piercing. It's like a nice wiry sound.
Yeah.
And I guess the drum is good and strong as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I say the same thing for most AT songs in that it's just not something that's very pleasant for me just to listen to. Because it's so high energy and so just like them yelling at me. And, you know, like that works like when I'm watching them perform it because, you know, they're going to give it, you know?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the visuals and stuff later. But like when I'm just listening to it, like it almost just like stresses me out.
You know, it's understandable.
It makes your heart go faster. Like it's just like they're screaming at you. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. Yeah.
It's just like it's not my favorite type of song to just like listen to on a regular basis. I think the chorus melody is okay. I think it's memorable. It doesn't really like climax in a way that I want it to, but I do like the end of the song, like that chanty bridge into the drum build up into that like outro is very good. So I appreciate that. That's definitely my favorite part of the song. But yeah, I don't love the throaty singing for everything. Like I think it would add to it if there was some like breathier moments and some like I don't know, like they do have the start of the chorus or the end of the pre-chorus where it's like a whisper into the chant.
Oh yeah. But before then,
but everything else is just like whoa.
Jungho.
And I do think it's interesting. I think it's Yo-song that always vocoders his voice now.
Oh yeah,
which I think is an interesting choice. Because I feel like now he's almost kind of stuck in it. Like he's done it so much now. And I don't know their B-sides and stuff well enough to know if he does it literally for every single song, but I just find it very interesting. Like it's kind of just become his thing to do that. But I just don't want him to get like completely stuck.
Oh, the filters on the
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I this isn't my favorite AT song, but it's not terrible. Like it's just again just not something I would listen to normally.
No, valid.
Yeah.
I don't think it has that same like ebb and flow that K Hot Chili Peppers had. That one you could feel it go up and down, a little bit more dynamism, a little bit more in terms of tone. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But we must stop here and go on to the next song, which also has a little bit of a Latin influence, and it's NMIXX with Soñar, Breaker.
Player 2.
Done by Brian Yu, Honey Noise, Aftershock, Joseph K, Brown Panda, LSY, Never Know, Frankie Day, Airy, like the underwear brand, Ayu Shai, Jacob Aaron, Bok Ju Young, and Oh Hyun Sun. And this is a pre-release single from NMIXX's second EP, FE304, Break. Oh Lord, we have another one.
These album/EP names are too much. It's okay, guys. You can just choose like the word break. The word break would have been fine. Anyway, NMIXX. So I have not been very kind to NMIXX for the last few songs that we've reviewed. For me, they just had a bit of a rough start, like sonically, musically.
For everybody.
It's just like those first couple songs were just, to me, not good. However, this one is definitely an improvement. Like, I was actually very pleasantly surprised when I heard this song. Like, even from the intro. Like, the intro has this, like, very tantalizing feel to it, and there's, like, weird, like, vocalization in the back, and it's like, oh, like, where is this going? And so even from then, I was, like, kind of intrigued. But yeah, I think overall, like, I enjoy the sass of it. I do enjoy the hook of the chorus overall. I don't love Lily's little belt that happens in the middle of it, because it's just a little, like...
With a vibration?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of just takes away from the coolness of the rest of the chorus.
Oh, yeah.
But the change up, oh my gosh, thank the Lord. They have finally refined it a little bit. At first, it felt like they just abandoned it, but no, they were just working behind the scenes in the lab.
Not the lab.
To actually figure out this whole change up situation, and this one was actually smooth. Like, it wasn't just a total stop and start. It wasn't a total change in BPM. Like, it was actually very, very smooth. Thank the Lord. So yes, I think this is an improvement for NMIXX. One of their best songs so far. And I like the way the song ends too, because it kind of is a climax, but also isn't really. Like, you don't really know, like, where it's going to end, and then it kind of ends. I think that's cool, actually. Yeah.
That's funny. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. So the intro is interesting. Like, you just, I don't know, tantalizing. That's a word.
Because it's like, I don't know. There's something, like, sinister about it. Something, like,
it's not
weird
bad.
about it.
It's just,
yeah.
it's interesting that you say that, because I was like, oh, interesting. Because there's, like, a lot of chatter going on with these orchestral instruments, what kind of feels like a continuation to the OO song. Because even OO was like,
oh, I pretend that song doesn't exist.
You know what? I don't blame you. I think they do as well. If I was in this group.
Well, they have that new version now, right? They have the new version that they perform now.
Yeah, and it's been better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it is better, yes.
Honestly, they should have A/B tested. They should have A/B tested, like, hey, y'all, what y'all think about this one?
That came after the fact when they heard the reviews, I think.
That's a shame. Any hoodle doodle. Yeah, this one feels like more of a continuation of than Dice. Or maybe it's a continuation of either way. Dice is just, it was a lot as well. But this kind of goes on with the whole, like, piratey girls theme, or, like, the not even piratey girl, like, kind of Peter Pan, like the Lost Girls kind of thing. Because I don't think they're pirates per se. I think they're, like, lost girls going to, like, a place of dreams and Neverland or Mixtopia. That's where they're trying to go. By the way, I'm not sure if you've been enlightened to this, but that's the thing. They're going to Mixtopia. That's where all this is. So
okay,
yeah, they have a world too. I don't hate Mixtopia as much as I hate. But anyway, moving on. I feel like the drums in this feels like it reminds you. Don't take this the wrong way, or do. I don't know what the NMIXX fans are called. Whatever. I'm so sorry, but I'm not. I feel like the drums in this, it sounds like a serialized Disney version, like a Disney serialized version of Lion King or something. Like, I feel like this is not a bad thing. I love the Lion King. Now, if you take it as a pejorative thing, then you must not like the Lion King and you have bad taste. But anyway, my point is, it feels tribal without sounding like it belongs to any specific region. You know, it's just like, come on, Soñar. It's like, you know, that's not what the drums are doing. But my point is, it feels very tribal. It does have a Latin flair to it, but you don't know what part of Latin America. You don't know what part of Africa. Maybe it's from all the continents and countries and that. And I'm joking. But the point is, I heard it. I was like, okay, this is the song doesn't sound intimidating. It doesn't sound like it's far removed from their concept, but it still allows you to create a world and have a little bit of imagination, and probably is the influence behind the title, which is Soñar, which means to dream in Spanish. So it kind of all ties in really nicely. It doesn't feel super removed from the girls. Because even though their concept didn't work out in the beginning, where it was like almost so jarring, they didn't give up. Because we have a lot of groups that I complain about now where we're just like, you complained a little bit too. You're like, hey, what happened to this person's sound or that person's sound, this group sound? And they didn't abandon it completely, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I do like the change up, but I feel like for 16 bars, I didn't really count, but I'm just saying, it felt like a 16 bar feature as opposed to like I didn't see it ever again. So I was like, okay, is this really a change up, or is it kind of just like a little, you know, get your feet wet situation?
Yes.
And I think
yeah.
You know, it kind of creates that dreaminess. I was like, oh, is it coming back? And it never did. I was like, not y'all teasing me. Now I wanted to come back in this weird way like you did in the other songs. I do appreciate how the lyrics tie into the dream and imagination situation. So it definitely helps with that one little part where it's like, this is what you want things, like the lyrics are about like breaking and changing reality to make it more of a fantasy world. So that part makes it feel like this is what it could be. So what the world could look like if you just break past your limitations. And I was like, ooh, that's nice. I do want to say that there are some awkward moments in terms of lyricism. And I don't blame anyone particularly. Like, it's just, you gotta follow the lore. And I feel like with NMIXX and the songwriters and everyone working on the project, they're falling into that little storytelling trap that aespa got stuck in with Kwanya and having to drop names like Novice, because they said something about a wormhole. Like, why are you mentioning a wormhole? It's just not attractive. And it's not Lily's fault, and it's not Seleun's fault at all. It's just the lyrics are going in that direction. I'm just like, what the hell is this wormhole line? It just feels awkward. It's in the pre-chorus part?
Yeah.
So I hate, that's one of the ones I don't like. Aside from that, not a bad song. I enjoyed the Soñar, and I appreciate them pronouncing it better than they did baila baila in Oh. So kudos to them.
I will say vocally though, this whole like emotionless kind of like JYP thing, and we've talked about this before, and we got in a lot of trouble for it, but it still is like present. Like Lily's belts, she's a great singer, but it's just
technically,
technically, but it's just like, okay, like belt this as loud as you can. Like there's just like there's nothing behind it. Like yes, they're singing about like wormholes and dreams and stuff, but it doesn't. I don't know. Like it just there's nothing like emotion wise.
You know what? That's my comment for the performance side, and we're gonna get to that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. In the song's dynamism, the song's pacing, I think also aids in that lack of what the heck they're doing with their emotions. But we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get that. Stay tuned, y'all.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so let's move on to player 3. We have NCT 127 with Be There For Me, and this one was done by Kenzie, Manifest, Bozzy, Jackson Morgan, Landon Sears, Rice and Peas, Styles Fuego, Rudy Sandapa, and MZMC. And this is the title track from NCT 127's Winter Special Single.
Player 3.
This song doesn't have to be a Christmas song, and I appreciate, like, aside from like the little tingles and the shimmers, you don't really notice that it is. Like the lyrics are very much like, it snowed on the roadside, but Mark says in the beginning, I was like, oh, I'm not. It is not his fault. I like the songwriters because it's just very on the nose. And I get it. The top line it needs to be top line, right? So I get it. You need to have something there. But I was just like, it's a choice. Again, I feel like aside from like some of the instrumentation feeling Christmassy, the song doesn't feel super Christmassy. I do like how
it's wintry.
It stands alone nicely as like a song. So I hope they do perform it a lot more than just the Christmas season. SM knows how to train vocals. I am so happy that, the boys are singing. Like the rap sections, I get like NCT are meant to be like a hip hop R&B group, but oh God, no offense. It's just some things don't need to rap all of the time. I don't hate it, but I'm also just like, bring the singers back. Like that's how much I enjoyed them singing.
Yeah.
No offense to Taeyong and Mark, but I enjoyed the vocalists, and Yuta finally got a big-ish, y'all. A big-ish vocal moment. That boy is so happy to have a line. If y'all been watching the performances, he's in there. Like he's so happy to be there and like actually have a line outside of like a sub vocal or something that makes him look hot and sexy. Good for him. Because like B-sides, he probably does have a lot more to shine in, but like main singles, where is he on the track? And then Taeyo, he is there in spirit. He is literally the ghost of Christmas on this track.
He's technically on hiatus.
I know, but it just kills me. I'm just like, dang, he's like the ghost of Christmas. I'm so glad he's there, though. That's my point. Like, it just sucks that he only comes out like to be like, I'm singing a little bit. I'm like, dang it. Oh, no. Again, if they would just lean a little bit more to the vocal, I'd be really happy. But it's not a bad song. It's just very boom bap, feels like a 90s Christmas song.
Yeah,
cool.
It feels very kind of classic boy band in a way, in a good way. Like I think the melody of of the chorus and everything is very good. I like that it's group singing with some harmonies in there. And yeah, the production is nice. Like it has a lot of horns in it. It's very organic sounding, and some nice like little keyboard trills and stuff in there. Yeah, I think the song's fine. Like it's not super memorable in their discography. I'm sure it could make a nice moment like in the shows. Like it's one of those like when they're on those like trolley things, where they're driving around the arena or in the stadium or whatever. So I could see it being used in that way. I agree. Vocally, they do sound really good. Really nice ad-libs and stuff overall. But yeah, I honestly don't have that much to say about the song. It's just kind of like there.
You know what?
It's just like,
I agree. I understand. I think just again vocally, I think everyone sounds really good. Shout out to Jaehyun. I'm so glad they have
this fits his voice really well. Yeah.
Yeah. No offense, there's a lot of tenors in this group, and he's like one of the only like deep vocal that they have. And Johnny, no offense to Johnny, I don't think he's getting vocal lessons like he should, because he could hold it down as a fellow vocalist, but I just feel like he gets relegated to just rapper because he's not getting any better. No offense. He's probably a nice guy, Johnny Suh. I'm sorry, but at this point, he should at least have gotten a little bit better in terms of vocals, where he can actually take on a line if Jaehyun's not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my opinion.
I think his tone maybe just isn't as nice.
You know what's so funny? I was thinking that. I was like, he reminds me of Amber, where it's like Amber got better when she was with the SM, but like now it's like her vocals, I don't know. It doesn't. Sometimes the songs don't fit the vocals, and I feel like with this one, it didn't fit as well because he started singing and then all of a sudden he starts rapping. Again, vocal training can help this.
That's true. Yeah, tone can be worked on. Yes,
absolutely. If y'all heard how I used to sound, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. So,
all right. Well, that is the end of round one, the song. So, what wins for you?
Oh, dang it. Oh, they all have their own kind of flaws in a way. Well, for me, I can actually listen to the song quite often, and I have listened to the song quite often. I'm going to give it to ATEEZ. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good though.
I will go NMIXX.
I knew it. I knew you were.
Yeah. Round 2.
All right, next round is all about the video, and we have ATEEZ up to bat.
Okay, yeah, this video is a lot.
Not a lot.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, there is a lot going on, and I think a lot of that is because of just how quick the shots are, and the camera is just shaking for like 95% of this video, and it's too much because it almost doesn't let you appreciate these very cool scenes that they have.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like the sets are really, really cool, and like each member's scenes are also very, very different from each other, and there's just a lot going on in each one, and like I had to slow it down. Like I actually watched it once at 0.75 because I was like,
oh really?
Oh my god, I was just like, yo, like I can't even see what's actually happening because you showed me this shot for 0.3 seconds. Like I get that they want to like keep the energy up, but this is too much to me. Like this is not necessary.
What you didn't like the POVs and the shaking like this? You didn't like
shaking
it?
To be used the shaking should be used in very special moments. It shouldn't be the entire freaking video. Other than that though, the actual members, they did perform the crap out of it. Like they are so good on camera, and I love that they do still stay very true to their lore because they have the pirate ship still involved. You still have this idea of them being pirates still kind of underlying everything without it just like being so literal all the time, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I was just so distracted by all the shaking that made the video worse for me than it should have been, because I think they were performing the crap out of it. I think the concept was good. I think the scenes were good. It just like was not fun to watch because of all the crazy. Too crazy.
It's too crazy. Crazy poem. So, I get what you're saying completely. It made me actually kind of like laugh a couple times because I was like, what is going on? Because when I first watched it, I was trying to figure out what the heck the story was. I didn't peep the camera changing. I really did. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was like, oh God, what kind of lore is it this time, right? Because there was like a lot of fun. Let me say the same thing twice. Because the last video, there was a lot of like fun things to catch on to, like, oh, they're a promoter, there's a fighter, there's a cop. They're not really cops. It's a cowboy. They're in a bar. This one, you got like Casino Royale, you have Wanted, you have these cute little hackers, and there's the engineering. I got that. And you have Hong Joong, who's like, he's a crackhead. It's so funny. He's getting caught on camera, acting a dang fool, running away from people, and rallying the troops. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And story-wise, I'm not sure what it was because I didn't latch on that much.
Yeah, is it like a conclusion of all the videos from the previous world projects? Yeah.
Fans,
let us know.
ATEEZ.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, give us a 5-star rating and a comment. Let us know how you feel about these songs and the videos. But yeah, I get what you mean about the breakneck speed of the music video. But what I do want to say is, like, I don't mind it now that I like looked at it and think about it, because I although I understand your sentiment, I also get why they were doing it. Not just to keep the craziness of it, but there's a little bit of like there's an art to it, but there is like a lot of it. Oh, the same way your camera just zoomed in on you, not even trying to be funny. I listened and watched it with the headphones, and like when the bass drops, like it zooms in on one of the guys. So I think in terms of editing, the whole idea was like to tell you where, when, how to look. No matter how fast it is, just go for it. Go. So it keeps up the thematic element, but also just there's a lot of effort, which I appreciate in terms of the direction to keep it that like fast. It was a lot, but it definitely froze when the whisper part before we go up, it froze so that Jung Ho could look at the camera and like say his part. Well, it's not his part. Anyway, he didn't live. That's not his part. That's Yo Song's part, vocally. But the point is, you see those moments happening, and I was like, "What the f?" And then I listened, and I was like, I was following the beat of the music, which is what I appreciate a lot about this video, is that it does kind of have its own choreography. I will say, with some of the dancing scenes, I wish it had not gone like under Woo Young's behind when he was shaking. I wish it been like a less of a hero shot and more of like a straight on, or maybe even just above head. I don't know, but just not under his butt. But I guess it's to emphasize that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, second verse choreography, filming, I think is probably my favorite in terms of like how it shows the choreography and shows what the guys are doing. But I'll talk about that in the next section of this video. But yeah, I mean, the video is not bad. It's not as, to me, memorable in terms of scenes as Chili Peppers was, as Deja Vu maybe, as Inception may have been. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay. It's not bad. It's just I get what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to Player 2, NMIXX. What do you think of their pre-release video? Obviously, we can't really judge it the same way we would the title track.
I'm not gonna lie to you,
but
I didn't know it was a pre-release. I was like, this is giving, because Love Me Like This was not a pre-release, and it was just as bare as this video.
That's true. Yeah.
Now, before any of the NMIXX fans try to come for me, you have to think about it like this. Like, if someone who had never seen K-pop before saw this video, and you were, it's a pre-release. No. You can't disclaim it. Is it enough? That's what I kind of was looking at it as. Like, is it enough for someone? Because, like, let's be real here. If someone was, like, just getting into K-pop, and this was the song that they heard in the video that they heard, does it go up against, like, IVE's video or, like, or LE SSERAFIM or whomever, or even for freaking second gen? Regardless, does it stand up? And I would like to say that it is a little bare in terms of, like, tones, in terms of performance shots and staging and things like that. Although purposeful, I do give them credit for that, because even though there was some color, like the blue and the pinks, they were the muted versions of those colors. It wasn't anything super vibrant. It was like tans, light blue, sky blue, light pinks, nothing super bold. Even some of the sets were just white with lighting that added and created some depth. And then you'd have like some CG of floating objects, which I think would have added to some of the performance shots if you had some floating objects behind it, because a lot of it was just like there's a cyc wall and them dancing on it, and that was exactly what you did in Love Me Like This. So that's why I kind of was like, oh, is this really what they're doing? But now that you mentioned that it's a pre-release, I get it. I get it. I do want to say that the video does a good job of balancing the B-roll shots with the choreography and the set design. In terms of like Bae has a telescope in one B-roll, and then it becomes part of the choreography. There is a flat back truck in one of the scenes that one of the girls are playing with, and it becomes the flat back that the girls are the group is standing on later in another scene. So I do appreciate that kind of play. And then also there's like in the tooth gem scene that comes across as super random because it's B-roll that had nothing leading up into it. My point. There are like FE 304 on the tooth gems, which is the title of this album. But yeah, I don't think it was a terrible video. It's decent. But again, don't come for me. I get it. They're in this little dream world. They want to break out of reality. Reality might be really dry, but again, do I have to keep reaching for straws for me to understand the concept? It's giving. I do like the little pink scene. It was kind of cute. They looked a little. I have to say, I hate the styling in terms of hair, makeup, and costume. Putting them in cargos and designer shirts and then putting lapels and all these other fancy little shoulder pads is not going to make it fashion or make it like their look. And it keeps happening, and it's not the first time. It happens throughout their videos, and I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of cargo and designer shirts cannot be their concept of fit. Or like prom dresses and shoes they can't dance in. It cannot be their look. With this one, it was still giving that look, and I was so mad. And the pink look, it embodied all of it, but it was just all pink. Like, and then like their hair is all just very flat and boring. I'm like, give me something kind of crazy.
What did you think of the hoodies?
It's okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, my concept, my thing is this: you can tell someone's going to be a freaking star, is if not even if they're going to be star, like iconic, quote unquote, is if you can repeat that outfit in a costume. You can do the pink look, yeah, sure. But that's it. Everything else would just look like you're wearing cargo pants and designer shirts with shoulder pads on it. There's something iconic yet about their look, and I need something to happen. Maybe this is them breaking out of the actual release is going to be them actually getting into Mixtopia and really showing us like, hey, this is NMIXX, not just in sound, not just in theory, but an actual look. Like, this is what we look like, and then if you see this anywhere else, you're going to get dragged on Twitter because we created that look. You know what I'm saying? Like aespa, like they have the Y2K, IVE has like this upper class, high class thing, Red Velvet now in their series of like music have like the cute little nutcracker dresses, you know what I'm saying? Like everyone has a look, and I'm not sure what NMIXX's is. And videos like this are meant, regardless of pre-release or not, are meant to kind of show the listener, new or old, this is an NMIXX video. This is NMIXX. You know what I'm saying? So
I think for me, I think I'm a little more lenient in that way because it does still feel very transitional right now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I said, I think the beginning of their career was messy, like both sonically and also like the member changes and like I don't know, there's felt like there's like a lot of drama. So yeah, I think I'm a little more lenient on all of that because it's kind of just like this is just an improvement overall, so I'm kind of just here for that. And so like I think like I hope you all vote for the title track for us to talk about next month, because I think then it'd be interesting to then kind of compare what you just said to what we end up getting. But yeah, I think for a pre-release song, for the song where they were trying to just kind of rely on the choreography, which we'll talk about later, but I do think the choreography overall is good and they do perform it well. I think it was good. Like, I think if you did show this to a non-K-pop fan, I think they would still be impressed by it, actually. Yeah. Like, I think I get that, like, a lot of especially with the big K-pop companies, like, their music videos are just, like, crazy. Right, like the ATEEZ one.
Oh, too crazy.
Like there's just like so many scenes, and like every member gets like their own scene, and it's like this whole thing. So I'm kind of okay with like something a little simpler. You're right. Love Me Like This was also very, very simple. But this one, like, I think the way they did the change-ups, like, just as you kind of start getting really bored of the blank white room, then they're outside, like, in front of the cliffs. Or, yeah, then you get the pink, but then you get the cliffs outside, and it's, thank God. And I think the visual with the hoodies is at least memorable to me. And they did perform it in those costumes, and I think it actually looked fine. Like, I think it looked good. It looked kind of like Dune, you know, which I guess was kind of the idea, right? With all, so yeah, I think it was actually effective for what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something I'm gonna watch all the time, but like, again, my standard for them was so low before that I'm kind of just here for the improvement.
Goodness.
Yeah.
All right. Now, bringing it on to the next and last player of the round is NCT with Be There For Me and their video. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Can we talk about that intro first? Because I feel like that was supposed to be like really endearing and charismatic and funny, and it wasn't any of those things. Like, was this like some sort of like inside joke maybe with the
I don't know.
Or something?
It's too much to know.
Because I was just like, that minute was a waste of my life. I was like, that was the most boring intro video. I don't know. It's like the acting was terrible. Like the ping pong ball, like animation was terrible. Like I didn't understand what was going on.
Chris, you want to play some ping pong?
No.
You want to play some ping? Like, you're right. It was really bad. It was really bad. Okay, so you know what? I agree. I feel like this is like a VCR video. Like while they're changing in the back, like that's what it was giving.
Yes,
it was.
Like... You're right. You're right. Which I hate those, but yes,
it didn't do anything. Like I guess it was supposed to establish like their personalities. Like Johnny's the fun one, and
that did not work.
And this one's clumsy, and then Jaehyun's serious, and like no. If you guys, like, most Zennies know, like seasony NCTs, I can't say their names. Anyway, most of the fans know, like. Jaehyun probably would have been with it. He would have been like, let's go. They're like, it doesn't work. But yeah, I guess it's supposed to be like the exposition that leads into what happens in the video with that auction, but it still doesn't make any sense.
The whole auction still makes no sense. Like the whole furniture auction thing, like I don't understand any of it.
You know what? My theory is this was the video. Yeah. This is the warehouse that they used for the Limitless video. Have you seen the Limitless video? Yeah. Like where it was like kind of like bare and this is my thing. I'm joking. I'm like it looks like they reused the Limitless set for this Christmas dinner, and they're just auctioning off things because it's NCT. I don't know. I'm totally joking, but the way that basement closet attic thing looked, it just looked so like not homey. It looked like it just looked like a bunch of boys who didn't have homes. Stop. I was trying, so I got a little serious. I'm so sorry. But nothing about you know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't give, like, oh, this is someone's house. Mm-hmm. No, he's laughing, but I'm being very serious. Anyway, moving on. The point is, maybe, like, that was the whole point. Like, they're making the best of what they got with their friends. Like, I know, like, that lead that I just
wild as a concept.
Then why they just rent out someone's house at this point? Rent out like Airbnb, y'all got that out there. I don't know what went wrong with this video, but it didn't connect for me. So yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I just don't get the furniture auction thing. Like it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and then like I don't know, they put Be There For Me on the chair, and it's like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I know. I know. I don't get it.
Also, I feel like at least with the auction, they could have had the opportunity to like have some fun, like SM cameos, like be the people that are like participating in the auction, or I don't know.
What a waste.
Yeah, I think I would have just preferred this to be like a more generic holiday video, like them just like hanging out at home and looking at family photos and like eating dinner and cooking dinner and decorating the tree and all that stuff. I think would have been fine. I did like the Christmas tree made of chairs near the end. I just, for a group as senior as they are, I'm just a little confused why the chemistry like doesn't feel
lacking. Yeah, they're tired.
What is that? What is that?
They're tired, bro. They're tired. And also, in my defense, I know homelessness is not funny. I know I keep laughing, but it's just the video's not doing what they're trying to do. It's giving Orphan Annie. I'll say that. But yeah, the chemistry's not there. Yeah. Unfortunately, but yeah, let's just
it's a bit odd because I feel like in concerts and stuff it is there.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's just in this video, I feel like this video kind of was like, not last minute, but, you know, Taeil phoned it in as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just...
You're so mean. He just had surgery.
That's not my point. My point is he wasn't there to actually, like, participate. I'm just adding... I'm not... Nah, don't project. I'm just saying he wasn't there. And then, like, you have all this stuff going on. You have end of the year crap going on. You have all this other... Like, I don't blame them. They're kind of just like, bro, can we just... 1-2 step this and go. Like, I don't blame them that was the case because they really...
But I don't think that was the case.
Ooh,
I think this video was supposed to be like really cute and fun.
On that note.
Like,
Yeah,
I really don't think they were phoning it in. I really don't.
Yeah. And on that note, y'all know this one ain't winning because...
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
they got
yeah, for
disqualified.
me, honestly... This is kind of hard, but honestly, as a video, I guess ATEEZ wins
Oh,
because at
I'm
least it's
surprised
like the
him.
most, like there is a lot going on, but at least there's like
Yeah.
rewatchability, even if I have to slow it down slightly.
I'll give it to ATEEZ. NMIXX is pretty close. I don't love the video, but it's just I want more. So I'll just take crazy farm call it a day.
All right.
Yeah.
Round 3.
Okay, so round 3 is about the performance and choreography. First up, we have Crazy Form. What do you think of ATEEZ's performances?
I tried to watch the end of the year performances. There weren't really that many where it was that different from the performance, except like that for AA, not AA. So either way, when they did like the runway stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much standard issue choreography. Boy, it is a lot to look at.
Looks fun.
Yeah, it is a lot to look at. But it's not a lot in like the past choreos have been. Like I noticed certain things. Yeah, like I noticed something like footwork. Like the footwork was like a lot. Like that. That's it. Like they used a lot of the background dancers to kind of fill in the spaces, which helps because I think if they danced all that by themselves, they would have had a lot of crap on their hands. But I think what I appreciate is that it's not as crazy as some other past choreography, and it has moments with choreography, with the footwork, where you like hand motions or like, because I can remember certain things that pop out at me, and I think that's the point, especially with a lot of verse choreo, because the whole point is the chorus. I think a lot of K-pop groups have forgotten that because by the time they get to the chorus, like you like nothing about this is memorable because he threw everything else, the kitchen sink and the wooden chairs for the tree in this choreography. You know what I'm saying? But with this one, it was more like, oh, that's a moment. Oh, that's a moment. And every time those moments popped up, I was like, oh my God, why the hell are these so hard? Because the footwork for some of it, I was like, I don't know if I can do that. Should I try? And I appreciate that. I think chorus wise, they didn't do anything too crazy with the hands. Like they did some like Afrobeat movements, nothing too like, oh God, because once K-pop found Afrobeats, everything gets thrown in as Afrobeat now when it doesn't need to be there. And I appreciate they don't do it too much. There are some motions I'm like, I'll let it slide, you know? I do like the thrust motion. Yep, I'm a hot-blooded woman. Don't know what to tell you. I do like that at the end. Second verse choreo, I like the most because of the formation changes for sure. Shout out to like the performances where like Mingi's doing this whole like Freddie Mercury mic stand thing. Love that. That's fun. Something to look at, something for me to go, oh, what's that? What's going on there? And I love Woo Young's little booty part, even though I hate that they filmed it awkwardly in that music video. And shout out to Jungho for coming back after his injury because he can dance his behind off. He may be like a San kind of dude or whatever, but he has had center when they used to do their performance like videos before they debuted, and he was good. I hope he's okay. They seem to have worked him in pretty well, putting him in the back so he doesn't have to go as hard. But at the end with the dance break with Yoonho, and in the front, he is on the side and he's in the front like first three, and he actually holds it down pretty well for all that footwork. So kudos to him. Shout out. Just be careful because knee injuries are no joke. And but yeah, what about you? How do you feel about this whole tempo?
I like this choreo because I think it's more like loose in a way. Because I feel like a lot of ATEEZ's choreo, which kind of matches their songs, but it's all just so like tense.
Yeah.
Like everything is so like they hit so hard. You have like really strong angles and things. And this one, there's more grooves. Like there's hip rolls and there's like, it's just a little looser, which I appreciate. If not only the kind of crazy hard hitting stuff, which there is still a lot of. But yeah, I appreciated that because they could at least have a little more fun with it, like genuine fun with it, instead of needing to just kind of like be super tense like the whole time.
Yeah,
I appreciated the background dancers because I think I liked that, like especially for that bridge and stuff where they're all just kind of just letting the background dancers just kind of do their
as
thing.
they should,
and they're all just standing there just kind of singing chant, and then that's what then makes that outro dance even more impressive and kind of just gives it a nice dynamic, our favorite word. So it's good. I think they did a really good job doing that, and you never really get lost trying to figure out who the members are, which sometimes can happen when you get a lot of background dancers, but they do a good job highlighting each member and the members themselves. Also, I do have to shout out, they always sing live.
Oh my God, yes.
And it's really impressive, and they've gotten way better at singing live through the years as well. Like this is hard choreo to sing to, and they do a really, really good job. So have to shout that out for sure. But I feel like ATEEZ is always so consistent with their performances. Like they very, very rarely disappoint in any way.
This is true.
Yeah,
this is true.
Like, even if I don't like all the songs, they're still one of the best kind of more recent K-pop concerts I've ever seen. Like they are really good performers. So
I was thinking to myself, I wouldn't mind paying. I was thinking to myself, I wouldn't mind paying to see them. I thought I was like, I'd pay to see this. That's good. On to the next group, who has always had some crazy choreography, and I will say have always pretty much done a pretty damn good job of doing it, is NMIXX with Soñar. Now I'm gonna just get this out the way because you hate them. I don't hate them, but I'll get this out the way now though. I think they look good. Like they're pretty girls and they sound good. Yes, they can sing, technically speaking, and they have been singing live. There's a whole practice video on their page.
They love to prove that.
Which you can appreciate that. But my problem is when I'm watching them perform, I think because of how the song's emotions ebb and flow to like very bright to like intense, like, it goes up and down in terms of thematic, like meaning, like not thematic meaning, but like the emotions behind the theme, where it's like, follow your dreams. You're going to follow them, aren't you? Like that's what's going on. Like it's a lot of that going on, even vocally. The girls have to change their emotions on their faces, like at the snap of a finger. And it stinks because depending on what part you have, you're looking at someone who's like, come on, Soñar, go Soñar, don't worry. That kind of vocal dynamic forces one member to sit there and have this fierce face, and then another one to go, don't worry, let's go. So it creates this weird dynamic, gotta find a better word. I want to find a synonym for it. But it creates this weird effect where I don't know how to connect with this group when they perform facially. And I know it's not fair to them, but because of the song's jumpiness in terms of like vocal production and things like that, it gets a little like all over the place. And that's my only thing. It's hard for me to connect to them. It doesn't mean they're not beautiful, it doesn't mean they're not talented. It's just they've been given a very arduous task of having to help the listener and viewer, like you guide them through the performance that way. Because choreography also kind of has like this very whimsical kind of moment, and then it hits hard, and then it's like super intricate and smooth. Like, don't get me wrong, the point dance goes off, but then it loses its coolness with this weird little thing.
I hate. Okay, I was gonna say that I really like the first version, like the first part of the chorus with the ear taps and stuff. The arm,
the kitty paws,
kitty paw thing. Hate that.
And I'm like, dang it! Oh my God, it lost me a little bit. I will say that in the music video, I didn't shout this out, but there's like pictures in their choreography that they relate in the music video that was there. But there's pictures in the choreography that I really like in the beginning, it looks like a ship again. They're using O, but instead of making an actual O, it's like this weird little diamond polygon shape.
Okay.
They have like references to the O choreography with the binoculars, the binoculars. So I appreciate the moments. Like, oh man, I love the little ooh at the end when they tip and twist their body. The ooh, because it's weird. It feels like how diced looked. It looked like the Wonderland. It looked like very like, what's going on? And that's what you're supposed to do with choreography. You know, like create a picture. But again, back to their faces, just takes away because they don't know how to, what is the main facial there. That's the only thing that disconnected me. Aside from that, I enjoyed watching them. This right here is good. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the tapping. Yeah.
Yes.
I guess going just with their performance ability first. I see your point. I will say I struggle to differentiate the members of NMIXX.
Oh, there are two members that look alike.
There's not like, what do they call in K-pop? Like their colors do not shine separately.
Oh, I get what you mean. Oh, not looking alike, like you can't tell them apart. But I get what you mean. They kind of feel very like a Yes, that's my thing. Like there's no big hair. Like the song is giving like, let's break the dreams. And there's no ponytail. There's no pig. There's no. I know it sounds weird, but there's no one that goes like, wow, who's that one right now?
I mean, you know, because I always go back to like the first few times I watched like SNSD, and you know, and it's like, I maybe wouldn't be able to point out all 9 of them, but I would remember at least half of them like after the first couple performances or videos that I watched, because it's just like they have a very like, there's a charisma, like an individual charisma there. NMIXX, I've struggled kind of this whole time to kind of really point them all out. I do think Solyun stands out. And I think Lily stands out just because her voice is so, like her parts are just so like recognizable that I just kind of like know she's going to do that. But yeah,
that's valid. That's valid.
Yeah, so that's just something interesting. I'm not sure like what that is, but yeah, I guess it's just something that they just have to keep working on, maybe.
No, that's valid.
Yeah. The actual choreography though. I agreed with a lot of the points you made. I will say I think the final chorus is awesome. It looks very, very fun.
Go ahead, do it.
I don't know it yet. We'll see. But yeah, I think overall the choreo is good. Like I think I do actually like all the different vibes of it, because it kind of goes along with the whole change up concept, right? And it shows that technically as dancers that they are very good. Like there's moments of sass, there's moments of like lighter femininity, there's like harder, like more hip-hop-y movements as well, and it's all executed quite well. So as a choreo piece, I actually do really enjoy the whole thing a lot. So yeah, I thought it was good for what they were given.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh my gosh, can I just say this real quick? So we're filming this on January 1st.
We are. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everyone. We didn't say that. I almost forgot. Whoops. But yeah, my things with them with their pre-releases is that I hope this is not like the wow moment of this album, because ITZY just dropped their actual track compared to their pre-release, and I'm like, why?
Well, so if you'd like to hear us discuss that song, vote for it in the next vote for next one.
And I'm so sad because I'm an ITZY fan too.
Oh, and it's only 4 of them right now. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, so final player, we have NCT 127. Be There For Me. So they have only performed this at like 2 of those end of year things, and I think maybe 1 or 2 like on the regular music shows. But yeah, not too many performances of this one.
No, you're right. A lot of vocal stuff, which also counts in this round for sure, because honey, our biggest complaint is the vocals lacking. So I appreciate there's some vocals. The point choreography for this makes me laugh for the Be There For Me, because they're like
the shoulder roll, or the arm wave, I hate it. I hate it.
It gets better as it progresses, but that first
does it get better?
He said, does it? Does it get better? For me, that's because it's just a bunch of body roll. Like I said, I can admit that it makes you laugh, because I don't know what that. I don't know what that is, but it makes me kind of like wonder, did We Dem Boys choreograph this again? Because We Dem Boys, they're very like swaggy and trendy, because a lot of the movements are pretty trendy. Or was it an in-house choreographer? I'm stuck. I don't know. One of the two. Or it could be someone else. I don't know. But that crap right there had me weak, because I was like, what is this weird little Like, I get it, but I don't know why you did it. I do appreciate that it does stay smooth throughout, right, with the body rolls.
Yeah.
Because all he do is like a little, like, you know, they flap the lapel of their jacket.
Yes.
You know, that's what I'm saying. It got better. Like the body roll stayed, because we complained about, even, I think it was it. We'll watch like a sexy song from a younger group, and they'll sit there and throw all this, and you're like, what the hell? Stop it. Just move your body, wave your head, just something smaller. So I appreciate that. That's about it. Aside from that, there's some like little trendy moments, you know, here and there, but that's it. Nothing really stood out to me. I mean, there's a lot of, I think during the rap sections, they had to kind of go mildly full because they're rap sections, which sucks for them. But this is also a testament to why can't they just stand there and practice their harmonies? For the amount of time y'all took to learn this choreography, half the time to get these harmonies straight.
Yeah, I would have liked some live chorus harmonies. That would have been nice.
You know?
But, you know, shout out to Do Young, though. He sounds great.
Yes, he does. He's like a singing mouse. He's so cute. He's sitting there concentrating.
Honestly, all the vocals were pretty good. Like Haechan sounded really, really good, and the performances, Jaehyun sounded really, really good. Jungwoo also sounded really, really good. So yeah, I think vocally very strong in all of them. I am not a fan of the choreo. I think it's hard. I think this type of song, you know, it's quite a cute song. So I think if you're trying to do something really cool and swaggy with it, it's just the musicality, that's really tough to get right.
You know, it is. I understand.
And so part of me feels like I would maybe just prefer that this is one of those songs that they don't have choreo for.
But it's K-pop, it has to.
No, the issue is when K-pop doesn't have choreography, they just stand there and don't have anything to give. They just stand behind a mic stand and just stand there still without anything.
Petrified.
Yeah. Like I don't understand why there can't be like somewhere in the middle. Like you can just like work the stage, like singing.
Oh, that's a conversation for another day.
You know?
Come on now.
Like it's kind of crazy. Like, you know, like you see all these like all the greats, you know, like Mariah, she can just stand there.
Hang on, like I said, there's another conversation for another day, because we could go on. We have gone on. If you
actually,
have
you know who I've
video.
randomly gone down a random hole of is Big Time Rush, because they released like an album this year.
They were so good. I saw them. They were great.
Yeah, they performed at Jingle. You saw the Jingle Ball, right?
Yes, the harmonies were so good.
The harmonies are so good. They did an acoustic song on the Kelly Clarkson show, and I was like, wait. I was like, hold on. I had no idea Big Time Rush was actually this good, like talent-wise.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Rush is amazing.
Honestly, I didn't know that much about them. I just kind of had seen a few episodes of that TV show. But anyway,
I don't blame you.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't understand. Like NCT has the chops to do a performance like them. Like where they can just kind of sit there and just like sing the crap out of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like all it takes is an hour, maybe less because they're them. But in the rehearsals I've been in, and there's been multiple people, it took us an hour to learn our parts, maybe less.
Yeah, so I just don't need the swaggy choreography for this. Like it just doesn't match it. It just doesn't work for me. And yeah, the shoulder roll is terrible.
They're trying to be it's boyfriend. It's like boyfriend choreography. That's all it was. That's what they're trying to do. But maybe next time just don't do it. And saying, guys, sorry.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Love you so much.
Like give us a guitar and do an acoustic version with harmonies. That's all I want.
Oh yeah. Come on now. Still love you guys. Love you. All right. So it's time to decide.
Oh, what wins this round? Okay. I think I'll probably go with ATEEZ. They're so captivating to watch perform.
Yeah. Can I tell you, I had the hardest time watching this crap. I legit was like, I'm not gonna pick that. I'm not. It's no point. What am I gonna pick that for? But what NMIXX lacks in their terms of like facial and be like, oh, what that member, what's like you were saying, ATEEZ has that. And I was trying so hard not to freaking fall for it, because I was like, I'm a girl, I get it, but I'm not gonna get rizzed up right now. Every performance I watched, I was like, damn. I'm sorry, girls, because I really wanted to give it to them because I like this choreography. I like them.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so final winner is still ATEEZ for you then?
Yeah, overall.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I have to. I have to.
And I feel bad. No offense. Like, we've given ATEEZ. I feel like ATEEZ has won every time they've been in the running.
They're good.
And it sucks because my thing is I don't want to give it to them, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, at this point,
Yeah.
you know what? They're older though. They're kind of like the
That's true. To
Sunday
be fair,
too, and
also, like, this was
yeah.
a full title track for them, and for the other two, it was a pre-release and a special single. So, like,
yeah.
the standard isn't the same, I guess, across the three, but...
Yeah, so let's just say that, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they win. Yeah.
Again, vote for your fave so that we can be a fair match, because ATEEZ and 17.
I mean,
feel
to be
like
fair,
would
again, there wasn't that much out this month. But yeah, definitely vote for your faves. It's always fun, because I feel like we always end up talking about ones that we wouldn't have necessarily chosen ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like 500 people for Icky. I was like,
that's
really, y'all? Go
That's
off.
right.
All right. That being said, y'all, what do you think about these tracks and what wins the pop off for you? Hang out with us and the crew on Patreon to help us choose our next episode topics, and you can comment below or message us at CCTV Pops on all social media, because we do giveaways, y'all. I did a giveaway for a concert. Y'all missed it. You better follow us on CCTV Pops on all that social media so you can have a chance to win yourself some tickets for some K-pop show or even some pop shows. We'll see in the future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for our YouTube channel. And if you're enjoying the show on a podcast platform, please give us a follow, a rating, and a review. Until next time, that's Chris.
That's Chan.
And we are signing off from CCTV, the Nonstop Pop Show.